Buenos dias, Sherpas, and El Move. The month of November is coming to an end, and it has been a very, very green month, a very bullish month, and entirely changed the sentiment. I guess December is going to be the month, though, where we will see Bitcoin smashing 100K. We all deserve it, being just sidelined in the waiting room. On the other hand, I think Ethereum and altcoins are also going to do really well in December, especially once Bitcoin smashes through 100K. That psychological barrier, once it falls, I think we're going to see a full-blown alt season and hype around crypto in general. We are going to enter what Raoul Pal calls the banana zone. The banana zone is where it just goes absolutely parabolic, and we're just now coming out of the boring zone. This is obviously also the part of the cycle where you need to be fully exposed to crypto. You don't want to be sidelined and stable. So based on your risk profile, you want to be exposed to crypto in that phase. That's the popcorn phase. This is where you take the champagne out of the fridge again phase. And the ETF flows are also demonstrating that the big money, the institutions and enterprise, are still stacking sats. They're still buying Bitcoin. Another $320 million in net inflows yesterday. But the exciting thing, and the first time this ever happened, is that in fact, the ETH spot ETF has surpassed the inflows for the Bitcoin spot ETF yesterday with $333 million roughly in inflows. Also, the highest recorded inflow day so far for the Ethereum ETF. Maybe after all, Ethereum is not dead. Maybe after all, the sell-off, the brutal sell-off from the Grayscale ETF is coming to an end, and maybe now Ethereum can fly. On the other hand, we also have to acknowledge that 5% of the entire Bitcoin supply is now in US spot ETFs. BlackRock holding 50% of that. So 2.51% of the entire Bitcoin market cap is now in BlackRock's fund, which is very, very impressive. And this thing only launched 11 months ago. Grayscale 1%, Fidelity 1%, absolutely nuts. Another thing that is nuts, and I guess barely anybody saw coming, is the fact that XRP is about to flip Solana and become the fourth largest coin, if you take out Tether, third largest cryptocurrency in the world. There's only $7 billion separating the two after XRP went on this insane rally in the past month, up 263%, while Solana is only up 38.5%. Absolutely wild stuff. And I remember the times when XRP was ranked second, and then Ethereum overtook XRP. XRP went down the ranks, Solana overtook XRP, but now it seems like XRP is going to actually unflip Solana, which is wild stuff. That might also be because in the US, we now see that Trump is reportedly going to eliminate capital gains taxes on US registered cryptocurrencies, which include XRP, Cardano ADA, Algorand, Stellar Lumens, XLM, and also Hedera Hashgraph hbar. Out of those three, me personally, I'm only holding hbar. And if you remember, I also did an interview back in the days 2021 with Dr. Lehman Barrett, the founder and chief scientist behind Hedera Hashgraph. I think it's a very interesting concept. Haven't really followed Hedera over the past 2 or 3 years, but I think it's kind of dominating the enterprise game and more on the enterprise and institutional side of things. But all the others, I guess the fact that they're US based kind of makes sense that they're pumping now. Also remember, XRP won the lawsuit and has been going through this lawsuit for multiple years. Stellar Lumens basically created by the actual original creator of the XRP ledger, so it's kind of also closely tied from a technological point of view. Algorand, Dr. Silvio Micali, who also was the only person and the only project that was ever shilled by Gary Gensler, who is now out of the SEC. And then Cardano ADA, obviously Charles Hoskinson, one of the most prominent faces for crypto. Another thing that we have to keep an eye on is not only the total 3 chart, which is all crypto except for Bitcoin and Ethereum, but also is the altcoin season index. And even though it seems to be that right now we are in a full-blown alt season, we are actually not. And the way this measurement works is it tracks the price performance over the last 90 days and tracks which of these coins are performing better than Bitcoin. And the more of these coins are outperforming Bitcoin, while Bitcoin itself is going sideways or even up, the more evident it gets that we are in a full-blown alt season. But we're not there yet. We are seeing a big pump though over the past week alone. And if we zoom out and look at how long these alt seasons are normally lasting, we can see we had the last one here earlier this year in January after the ETFs got approved, where altcoins still outperformed Bitcoin. That lasted from like mid-January until end of January, so less than 3 weeks. This one, for example, was during the DeFi summer in 2020. And you can see actually we had a very strong performance for altcoins during this whole time, except for this dump here in May of 2020. But then a full-blown alt season on from early August until mid-September. And then another one, that was the major one, from late March 2021 all the way to mid-June 2021. So roughly 3 months. And I think this was, yeah, a very, very bullish time. If you've been around then you probably already have a decent portfolio size. But this is usually the thing, right? Alt season doesn't last that long. It's only a few weeks. So you got to be all in on alts once alt season hits and not when it's already there, right? You got to be prepared for it. And yeah, just be patient and wait for your turn. And that's also what we're doing here. We're waiting for our turn in one specific ecosystem, which is the Cosmos, aka interchain ecosystem. And everything looks green today. Everything looks really, really nice. Akash is the only one that's down 1%, but also had a bit of a run the days before. So all good on that end. We're also seeing both Tia and Atom on their ways to reclaim the $10 mark. Mantra, $3.58. We have some big alpha on Mantra. And yes, we're still waiting for the first batch of the airdrop to be distributed, which is now a $170 million airdrop that is going to be vested for 12 months. But the first batch, the first 12 of that airdrop is going to be distributed in the coming days. Actually, I had a quick chat with the team and yeah, we're just days away. But Mantra Sherpa has just got another gift, which is the launch of the Sherpa meme coin that was just streamed on StreamSwap, which is the best way to get your tokens into warm hands. And StreamSwap, for those that are unfamiliar with the platform, now more than ever is the best time to learn and get familiar with it. It's basically a launchpad that is residing on top of Osmosis, also co-developed and mainly developed by the team at OmniFlix. Major shout out. They also did the first stream with the Flix token itself back in the days here. We made a full tutorial about that when it happened. Even before that, we also interviewed Sisla and the OmniFlix team about StreamSwap in the early days. And there were some interesting streams here over the past couple of months. Most notably, those two, the Spice stream that raised roughly 27,000 Osmo, which is around, I guess, $17,000. But then this one happened yesterday, the Sherpa USDC stream that raised 400,000 USDC within 6 hours. And that actually shows how alive Cosmos is. And I guess if you're not in the deep Cosmos trenches, then you probably never heard about StreamSwap. You don't even know that this thing even exists. And the way it works is basically in 2 phases. The first phase being the bootstrapping phase, during which the protocol and the pool accepts deposits in the token with which you want to purchase and acquire the token that's being offered here. And the second phase is then the streaming phase, which is then the duration in that case of 6 hours, during which your deposited tokens, in that case USDC, are constantly DCAing into that position, right? And based on demand, how many people are putting X amount of USDC into that pool, the price will always fluctuate, right? But you have a much more steady price finding and curve. So the average price after that streaming phase ended for one Sherpa was 0.67 cents or 0.0067 USDC. But in the very beginning of the pool, the price was slightly lower. And then in the very end, the deposits in that pool were 4x higher. I think in the very beginning was 100K. In the end, it turned out to be 400K. So towards the end, the price obviously went up because more USDC were in that pool. And now the token is trading on Osmosis actually at 1.8 cents. So everybody who got into that pool is now sitting on a comfortable roughly 3x, 2.5, 3x. I also aped into Sherpa and I think it could actually be an interesting beta play on Mantra, and in a similar way how Spice is a beta play on Akash network, because the thing about these coins is that they're already sitting on multi-billion-dollar valuations, but Sherpa, even at that price, is at I think $1 million, $1.5 million FTV, Spice at $2 or $3 million FTV. So you have these beta plays which are basically leveraged bets on the base token, which this token, this meme coin, is building around its own community. But yeah, we'll see. Historically, meme coins and Cosmos have not been as sticky, so we'll see how sticky this new generation of meme coins is. But this is definitely a big signal. 400K in that pool yesterday, which is pretty much 20 times more than the Spice pool had in the beginning. But a big learning is always keep an eye on StreamSwap. You can also set your alarms here on the StreamSwap bot on Telegram and I guess be notified when new streams are coming up. Another thing that's not Cosmos native, but certainly worthy to mention here, and yes, while this is a Cosmos specific YouTube channel, we are still embracing other ecosystems and we're still celebrating each other's wins. And this one is one where if you got this airdrop, you're probably feeling very happy and comfortable right now. This is by far the biggest airdrop in crypto history. Hyperliquid just made a massive airdrop. In fact, it has been $1.75 billion given out to the community, to early users mostly. But that was at a price of $5.65. Now we are, you just saw it, at over $7, which implies a $7.45 billion FTV with a TVL of around $1.3 billion. So Hyperliquid, if you got in, then congratulations. If you got that airdrop, should be a very, very decent one. Hyperliquid itself is a DeFi suite of products that includes a perp stacks, a spot DEX, an auction platform, borrowing and lending, native stablecoins, bridges. So congratulations again if you got in. Always love to see big airdrops like those happen. And I guess we are going to see more and more big airdrops coming out. As I keep saying over the past weeks, we are going to see TGE season. So throwing in a ton on airdrops and unstaking everything and just not kind of optimizing for airdrops anymore right now, I think it's not a smart thing to do. I do understand, however, that the airdrop game is basically a black hole and it sucks a lot of energy and time and resources, but I guess it can have a big impact, and sometimes you just see those major airdrops coming out of absolutely nowhere, because eventually you do not want to miss out on those opportunities. And this is also why you're subscribing here to this channel, because I keep you posted in real time about airdrops and how to optimize, how to do your best in the Cosmos ecosystem. One of which we also covered this extensively ever since the testnet was first announced is the Initia launch, the Initia token, the Init token, because that one is also probably going to be a decent airdrop. Obviously, it's always hard to say how big that airdrop is going to be, but Initia itself is well positioned to make some waves when they launch their mainnet, which I guess is scheduled to be in Q1 of next year. And also they're using Celestia for shared DA, which means there might also be an airdrop around the corner for TR stakers, who knows. And we can take the Move airdrop as a reference here, because even though TR stakers or Sloth were not announced in the first wave of the Move airdrop, the Movement Network Foundation has plans to distribute additional Move tokens in future campaigns to the modular ecosystem. So that screams like an airdrop for the Celestia community. The only question is now, TR stakers or Sloth or both? And I guess what is going to be very, very likely is, of course, Celestine Sloth holders. But in order to participate there and be eligible for that, you have to take immediate action, which is also why I always say activate the bell for this channel. You have to watch these videos in real time, right? Because the information I am about to share with you is not going to be relevant 1 week from now. So you have to take immediate action. And that action is that you have to take on a Discord role for your Celestine Sloth. And you have to go into the Discord trenches. Personally, I have to confess, I'm not the biggest fan of Discord, but for the sake of you guys not missing out on those things and not being aware of this information, I have to give you the full picture. And I also personally did register my Sloth here. And that's what you have to do, right? You have to come here, you have to verify your profile, and then you have to register your Sloth, verify it, and link your wallet. And you have to come down here on Move. This is the Discord channel here. And after doing that, you should be good to receive the Move airdrop for your Celestine Sloth. Now, the only question is, will TR stakers also get this airdrop, or is it only for Sloth? This information, I don't know, but we'll see. I would hope so for sure. But yeah, let's see what's going to go on there. Now, overall, it's going to be a big week for airdrops next week. Elys airdrop checker is going to go live on December 3rd. So mark your calendars for that one. Elys is going to be the next consumer chain secured by Atom, by the Cosmos Hub. So we talked about the NFT airdrop that's going to happen for their NFTs on Stargaze, but I guess they will also do a classic airdrop to Atom stakers, which is why you always have to keep your Atom staked, my friends. You always have to keep your Atom staked. Because my thesis is also that every single consumer chain, every chain that is using interchain security and becomes Atom secured is going to do an airdrop for Atom stakers, and you can't miss out on that. We're also getting the NAM airdrop, the Namada airdrop, that is going to go on mainnet on December 3rd, so next Tuesday as well. Those are on the same date. And also we're getting the Soar chain Soar airdrop for Atom stakers, which is also going to happen in that week. So busy week. And then also most likely we're going to get the first batch for the airdrop, which was also dropped to Atom stakers to the Mantra node, and also mad scientists, bad kids, and Celestine Sloth holders as well, right? Then we also have the Saga airdrop. Snapshot was taken. I guess the claim period is going to open next week as well. So keep an eye on that. This is probably going to be the biggest one yet. That's all for today. Your main homework on this lazy Saturday is to go into the Movement Discord trenches and register your Sloth. And tomorrow I'll see you again. Until then, stay safe and be good.